Hello, this is Lucky Lek Lek, Zooey, and I am going to be, I got an update. I'm going to be recording 2 wins I just had on a new deck. I've been playing Dragoncraft, and I've been playing Zooey, and I'm going to be AFK, but I'm going to record two replays that I had. Wow, they were pretty funny. But is this one worth watching? These two definitely worth watching. Actually, why don't we watch all 4? Let's see. So I've been playing. Oh, okay.
祝我们中秋快乐。
So we're gonna just record 4 matches. Take care and enjoy. Oh. Well, I guess that match was not the good match I thought it would be. The last 2 matches definitely were pretty insane. So I was playing 2 variants of Dragoncraft. I was playing Zooey, and I was playing Dagon. So this might be Dagon. Let's see. We'll know quickly. Both decks are hyper ramp, hyper thin, and they are both Phoenix Roost decks. And the game plan behind Phoenix Roost is you want to half the cost of all the cards in your deck. And if you look at Phoenix Roost, it's a pretty risky card. Okay, so this definitely is my this deck is definitely Zooey, because my Zooey deck has On Wings of Tomorrow, and so the game plan is to not die, throw down Phoenix Roost, and get intense. I think I'm going to Draconic Fervor here. Runecraft is really dangerous to play Phoenix Roost because Phoenix Roost halves the cost of all their cards, which pretty much makes Runecraft's entire hand almost free mana. That's problematic. So if we, he has a very explosive turn 5. If we played Phoenix Roost too early, it would develop his board. We need to find, so we'll pause here. We're going to find our resident Resplendent Phoenix. She gives us a Phoenix Roost on Evolve. Now the main difference between playing a Resplendent Phoenix versus a Phoenix Roost from hand is a Phoenix Roost will divide the cost of all cards in both players' hands immediately when it hits the board. Resplendent Phoenix gives us some leeway. Resplendent Phoenix begins the discounting only on new cards drawn because it doesn't get the fanfare effect. So when you use Resplendent Phoenix and you evolve, you get the Phoenix Roost on board, but instead of getting the fanfare effect, that doesn't happen. You just get the second part. Whenever a card is added to a player's hand, its cost dropped by half. And that's a critical difference when dealing with Runecraft, because when fighting Runecraft, we do not want to discount his hand so that he can suddenly play everything he can play. Like he can already almost play his entire hand. Playing a Phoenix Roost from hand, without the ability to follow up, is a huge tempo loss. Because as soon as you play a Phoenix Roost, you give the onus, the advantage to your opponent. And your opponent, now you're playing from behind. So we need to slow things down. And that's why we're like, nah, Phoenix Roost. Not gonna play that. But Resplendent Phoenix, we have to get our game plan going on quickly, otherwise we're not gonna be able to play anything. So Resplendent Phoenix going online, getting trading, getting some heal, using Dragon Emissary, finding a Genesis Dragon. We were probably hoping for something a little bit tankier. Our two big boys that this deck is relying on is the Genesis Dragon and oh, this game's hilarious. I'm glad I'm casting this controller. Oh, this game's so funny. So he just played Kuon, which when you play a Kuon like so, that's a 15 cost card. He played it on turn 6. He discounted that thing 9 times. But I probably accidentally helped him with his Phoenix Roost. Maybe, because the Phoenix Roost discounted his other cards and uses other cards that are discounted to discount this card. So this is that moment of truth where you're like, I'm in trouble, because he probably has what he needs next turn. What does he need? He's looking for Dimensional Shift, D-Shift. D-Shift will give him another turn. So when you play against Runecraft, if they can play D-Shift, you're done. Because you don't get another turn. They get another turn, and then another turn, and then another turn, and you dead. So the way around D-Shift is to not let them D-Shift. You know what I'm saying? Or you can find Zooey. So we just discarded cards and drew Zooey. Zooey is our finisher. Zooey's the namesake of this deck. Zooey's an 11 cost card. I can't play 11 cost card because I only have 8 mana. And on turn 10, you can only have 10 mana. So you can't even play Zooey if you just draw Zooey, unless you have a Phoenix Roost. Because a Phoenix Roost divides everything in half. So 11 divided by 2 is, what, 5.5? And they round it up. Phoenix Roost rounds it up. So 5.5, round up to 6. Now it's playable. And now what does Zooey do? Zooey is a monster. She has charge, but she, most importantly, deals damage to your own leader. What? Until your defense drops to 1. Okay, that means it puts you at 1 HP, but gives your leader the effect that until the start of your next turn, any damage you take, Zed. Zooey online. Boom. So we play Zooey. We clear the shield, and we're like, this Goblin Mage is about to do the heroic move of the game. This might be the only time I can chip damage in. I've got 2 Evo points. He's got 1. He's probably got Dimension Shift online because D-Shift and Kuon are like friends. He plays Kuon. It means D-Shift is playable the next turn because they're about the same cost. D-Shift costs a little bit more. So if he's been discounting enough to get Kuon, D-Shift is one turn away. So this Goblin, this little mage, he can go straight to the face. So should we Evo? And I think yes. So we go straight to the face. You don't know the one problem about this deck compared to say our other versions of Phoenix Roost is this deck cannot reliably finish the game in 1 turn. It needs to chip. Even Zooey, when played, is a 6 cost card at this stage. Does only 7 damage. If he can get wards up, guards, he can stop us because you need to keep playing Zooey's, and this is the problem with Zooey. You're at 1 HP and you bought yourself immortality for one turn, but if you do not play another Zooey, you're dead. So you're either finishing the game or you're playing Zooey again. So he trades through. So if I was him, he has only one thought in his head. I need to protect my face. That's what he needs to think. I must protect my face. Just put guards up. Just put guards up. Just put guards up. Because if I stop playing Zooey, I am no longer immortal. But that do not look like guards. So he just didn't even attack because it's not even worth it. So we use our draw. Oh, what just happened? We just drew 2 cards and we drew 2 Zooeys. I mean, that's a no-brainer. What do? Drop the Zooey. Go to the face. And we're going to keep our 1 Evo point live because we need the ability to remove a guard. So he's thinking, okay, I'm 1 Zooey to death. So he's trading. I think this is correct. You need to trade off his board so he can make space for his guards. Wards. He has at least one. That's like, you think that's enough? So the thing of it is this is almost what he just did is almost good enough, right? You put him one ward. You need 2 wards because at this mana cost, I am admittedly in an awkward pickle. Actually, I have lethal. Genesis Dragon. One Genesis Dragon go through. What am I doing? I just missed lethal. I had 2 Genesis Dragons. I just put 1 Genesis Dragon. Okay, I'm glad I watched this replay. I had 1 Genesis Dragon to go through that and another Genesis Dragon. Doing this is actually like putting myself at unnecessary danger. But probably not, because so here's his D shift. So Dimension Shift. This is the 20 cost card. It's a 20 cost card. D Shift is a 20 cost card that says take another turn after this one. So he's gonna get to play as many turns as he wants. If he has D Shift, as long as he has D Shift, he can keep going. But I did miss lethal. But the thing he is a problem though. He has to heal, but he has basically he needs two guards and to heal. If he can heal to 10, he can get out of lethal range. He played the second D shift. So he has 2 D shifts in a row. Attacking the face shield, but to no avail. He had perfect draws this game, so that means our opponent's loss. Our victory this game was a good indicator of the power of this deck. I mean, our opponent had this is tier 1 deck, and has hyper thinned to 8 cards. So we got our first second dragon, second gen dragon. Kill that Kuon. Excellent. Okay. That was fun. I haven't cast again in a long, long time. This game's intense. I don't want to spoil what happens. But let's say things happened that these last 2 games, things occurred that don't normally occur. So thank you, God, for the victories, as always. Very happy. So we're against Haven, and we're thinking he's aggressive. So we just throw down a Resplendent Phoenix. When I've been playing this deck, I've noticed I have too many cards in my hand. So I keep discarding cards. So I might as well just drop cards down. Play cards. There's no point in hoarding cards, in other words. Then as soon as he played this, I was like, oh, he's slow. I thought he was a fast deck, but once he played that previous card, it was going to be a control matchup. So I'm saying, just ramp, draw. So we've got a couple of tricks up our sleeves in the Zooey deck. But we know he's Alana at this stage, and he's building a board, and he's putting pressure. He didn't evolve and didn't attack. Interesting love. I don't know if I agree with that. We used Wings for Forever, clear 2, evil up. Ideally, in a perfect world, we would have been able to sequence it the other way around to use Resplendent and then Evo, but we didn't have her in hand. So one of our tricks in our hand is Starbright Deity. Starbright Deity puts copies of the 3 leftmost cards in your hand, which means copy, copy, copy. So, pause. What just happened there is we're intentionally controlling what are the leftmost cards in our hand, and we are moving ourselves. So we're using these cards that say discard a card, scale bound, etc. to manipulate what is in the leftmost portion of our hand. So Starbright Deity would give us copies of Zelgenia and copies of Zooey. and copies of Scalebound. But in our perfect world, we want him to just keep on. In a perfect world, you have Starbright, Zooey, and then you are copying those things infinitely. Then you can be shielded forever, right? So this is what I'm talking about. You have too many cards in your hand. We did play 2 Phoenix Roost, so everybody's on a discount now. So we are not exactly sure about this match as we're fighting it, because we're thinking this is gonna be grindy. Like, he's got a lot of wards, and he just played Alexia. I love her. This girl's great. Godsworn says you cannot take more than 4 damage at a time, as long as you have an amulet. And I have no amulet removal, which means he can never take more than 4 damage at a time. So that's kind of like, ooh, he can keep healing himself, and he can protect himself, and he's got wards. I'm going to have to remove every single creature every single time. It's going to get interesting. I think I misplayed here. But I'm not sure, because, see, Zelgania likes Zooey, because Zelgania says if you are below 1 HP, or 14 HP, 14 HP is it? 14 HP. If your defense is below 14, draw 2 cards and randomly destroy a creature. In theory, if you use Zooey, you drop yourself to 1. Zelgania is online, and it can start sniping stuff. But we would overdraw. And that is something to be concerned about in a very grindy match, is we don't know how long it's going to go. I actually think I misplayed here by playing Zelgania like that. Oh, I also misplayed here, too. I literally played this card thinking it would kill both, but I didn't remember. It only does 5 damage. I played Wings on Grand's Resolve. I thought it would kill Destroy Creature, and I was like, oh no, this is terrible. I did that. I don't even think that was a very good idea. I don't think doing Starbright. Starbrights are so valuable. To have your Starbright go down like so is kind of bad. Then he just used Mythic Cleaver to take out one of my Phoenix Roosts. What? You know, this is a problem. Like, I would actually say that at this stage, he's quite favored. He's going to draw cards. He has Face Shield. He has 2 guards that are pretty big. I'm at 7 HP. I don't have any board cleared. He has a Mythic Cleaver, which basically says any residual creatures that rely on the board are going to get hammered, because he doesn't need to trade into me. This is going to just snipe a creature every single turn, and I'm not playing many creatures. I'm playing strong creatures. This is where Zelgania did come. I should have played Zelgania like this earlier. This is where I should have saved a Zelgania. So, I disagree with that. But I should have considered using Draconic Resolve. But we didn't overdraw here. So he gets a free snipe. So do you really? Like, he just used Mythic Cleaver to take out 2 Phoenix Roosts, and these things are just end of turn, and 2 things just get banished. Yeah, boom. But the good news, and this is something that we do see as a good news at this moment, is he's kind of out of cards. But I have a problem. I have plenty of cards in my hand, and I have plenty of Zooeys. And I have the ability to copy my Zooeys, so I'm like, okay, this is good. Like, if we play Starbright, we're going to get 2 Zooeys and a Genesis Dragon. Good. Not as discounted, because earlier they had Phoenix Roost. I mean, these are 2-cost Zooeys. We discounted this thing like 3 times, I think. 10 divided by 2 got me 5. 5 divided by 2 got you 3. 3 divided by 2 got you 2. Because it's rounded up. So they got Zooeys. These Zooeys that are discounted 2 and Genesis Dragon, they got hit by Phoenix Roost 3 times. Now the question is, we have to be aware of our 9 cards left in deck. When this goes to 0 and you draw to -1, you die. You just straight up dead. And so I think I use Grand Resolve here. Grand Resolve's good here. Snipes out 1. Gives us our first Zooey. And our first Zooey, we just use it this is our first Zooey. We use the Zooey to just trade in, and I do like this play because this does take away value from the Myth Cleaver because he's got 2 Myth Cleavers. I was like, well, that's a problem. If I play creatures, he just removes them. If I attack him, I can't even do damage. You can't even do more than 4 damage at a time. So I have to. My followers need to survive. They can't just take him out in 1 turn. No 1-turn kill. I mean, he even has this card, Red Branch Knight. You can't take more than 3 damage at a time. So he's got can't take more than 4 damage, and it can't take more than 3 damage. So the better one, face shield stays. So we use. I'm not sure if this is the best choice, but I do think this is a good choice. I chose to use. Oh, that's why. Oh, I know. It's not just about good choice, bad choice. The reason I did that is because I wanted to get as much space in my hand to get my 3 Zoes. So I just played Starbright Deity, and so I got 3 Zoes. These Zoes are all 6-cost Zoes. They're all 6 costs. These are 2-cost Zoes. And I wanted to empty my hand out, and I'm trying to be mindful of my 5 cards left in deck. Because if I'm not careful, I'm not going to get another turn. So he got Themis. Themis just full board wipe. I was like, okay. I respect that. Could have Zooey online. We don't want to draw any at this stage with 4 cards left in deck. I highly advise myself not to draw anything, but I think I do draw. I'm pretty sure I draw something. Oh, actually, I'm not just drawing. I'm Zooey. I'm going in. We're all those. Why didn't he just play the other Zooey? Why not just play all the Zoes? But he did. Good thing we didn't play all the Zoes. And then Themis Degree Snipe. We're at 2 cards left. If we're not careful, this is GGG. Zooey. I think we need to play 2 Zoes to start chipping. Maximum number. So there's 2 Zoes. And he's got 3 Themis Decree in a row. Like, that's 3 God's Wraths, which is pretty interesting. Pretty intense. And I'm like, like, there's 1 card left in my deck. I'm thinking, oh, so if I play the left card, I'm dead. Draw 2 cards. If I play this card, I'm dead. I draw 2 cards. If I play this card, I'm dead. I draw 2 cards. 3 cards in my hand kill me. So I only have Zooey, Cursed, Phoenix, and whatever's at the top. So I play Phoenix. I don't know. Oh, I played Phoenix. Okay, that's really interesting. Interesting here. In this case, Phoenix actually saved me mana because I had Phoenix, Roost at 5 mana, and Zooey. 1 Zooey's 6 mana at the cost. By cutting Zooey, having 2 Zoes, I played Phoenix, Roost at a -1 mana cost. Because Phoenix Roost saves me 6 mana, so it gives me +1 mana back. And therefore I'm able to play 2 Zoes, or my only last 2 Zoes, and now I'm going to go ship. He's at 1. Moment of truth. Alana's prayer. And he evolves. And this was kind of a problem. If you look at my hand, you'll notice something. I have 0 cards left in my deck. Left card, draw. Second card, draw. Third card, draw. Fourth card, draw. Fifth card, draw. There's only 1 card in my hand that's even playable. But it's the right card. It's the only card that I need. Valdane's Claw. Destroy a random enemy follower, which isn't very random when they only have 1 follower. Hi, welcome to stream. You are catching us on our lucky and rare streams, where we are casting. And now we're going to go on our last replay. So this game was another intense game for completely different type of matchup. But our opponent's deck was really interesting. I've not seen anyone play my opponent's deck. I don't know if it's actually good. I don't know if it's actually bad. I mean, it was creative, and my deck definitely made his deck look great. So first thing first, let's talk about the decision. We usually like to keep our 1 play point discard card, Scalebound Plight, in opening hand in the beginning as a cycle card, because on turn 1 I can't play anything else. So Scalebound Plight, discarding the worst card in my hand is the strategy. By discarding the worst card in your hand, you're getting rid of the worst card in your hand. And we got rid of a Phoenix Roost because most of our opponents in Blood were aggressive aggro players. When he passed his turn, I was surprised. I was genuinely surprised. Most Blood players right now, they're like Turbo Florist. On turn 3, you're dead. So by him not doing anything on turn 1, I was relieved, to say the least. Playing Dragon Oracle, I'm like, I got the ideal card. So that's actually really important. If I did not cycle, if I did not use my discard card, I would have drawn Genesis Dragon. But by discycling, I improved my probability of actually finding my Dragon Oracle, and now I could actually play Genesis Dragon on my 3rd turn. And now we're ramping gorgeously. We're feeling great. We're feeling amazing. We're at 2 ramp. He's only got 2 bats. And I legitimately thought to myself, should I play Starbright Deity or should I play this card? But I chose, let's play it safe. Let's play it safe. So by playing it safe, I chose to snipe out his 2/1/1s, which would later on become a problem if I let them live. When he played Azazel, I was like, oh, old school. Got my first Zooey online, and I'm thinking, okay, so this game is going pretty slowly. I'm pretty sure we can go develop our Phoenix Roost now. So I evolve, get my Phoenix Roost, and I can start my draw machine. And I'm thinking, okay, Draconic Council's great, because it's going to remove Goblin Mage. Goblin Mage is a dead card. Goblin Mage is just a tutor to find a Resplendent Phoenix. He says, put a random follower that costs 2 play points or less from into your hand. There's only one card in my deck that even meets that criteria. There's only one follower that costs less than 2 play points, and that's Resplendent Phoenix. So now that we have her online, we don't need him. And using Draconic Council, this says randomly discard your lowest cost card in your hand. Well, that's Goblin Mage. So since we don't need him, bye-bye. And by using Draconic Council, it activates whenever a card is added to a player's hand, discounted by half, using our Phoenix Roost. That makes us feel great because we immediately start to get value on our Phoenix Roost on the turn we play it, and we see Dragon Oracle. This is great. We're going to ramp like crazy. We ramp, and we ramp twice, and we removed him with our Draconic Fur. So we're now on, it's turn 5, and we are fully ramped, and we're thinking, Zoe's in hand, he put himself at half HP, nothing can go wrong here, right? He just used, how come he used Zoe? Oh, he's stupid. So this is an interesting card. I have no idea if this card costs 10 or something originally. 5? Add 1 to the cost of all non-follower cards in your hand. All the cards in my hands are followers, so it didn't do anything. But it does the opposite of Azazel. Azazel says, change your leader's max HP to 10. This Archangel, add 5 maximum defense to your leader. So he bumped himself to 15, which is interesting because this is an interesting combo. Because I shouldn't say his name because I don't like his name. But Aza, he gives you a face shield. You can't take more than 3 damage at a time, which is, if you think about it, very good at countering my game plan. Because my game plan likes to play these big, expensive creatures and kill you in 1 turn. But now you can't deal more than 3 damage at a time, thanks to Aza. And Aza's, or the Depraved's, drawback. So the buff is you can't take more than 3 damage at a time. The drawback is you drop your maximum HP to 10, so it takes 4 attacks to kill you, basically. Because 3, 3, 3. 3 attacks of 3 damage, and a 4th attack of 1 would kill a person. But by increasing his max HP to 15, it's going to take 5 attacks of 3 to get through, which is honestly pretty impractical to do in 1 turn. You can't deal within my deck. You can't attack someone 5 times. We only have 5 board spaces, right? You can only play 5 creatures, and one of them is a Phoenix Roost, so I can only play 4 creatures. He's obviously playing wards, which means you need to play a creature to get through the ward. And then you need to start dealing damage, which means I could actually attack him maximum with 3 creatures, which basically means I could do 9 damage maximum to him, theoretically. That's theoretically what I was thinking. Of course, something else strange happens. So I play Starbright. So this is also where I didn't really say this. I got my game plan off. I played my Starbright. My Starbright gave me a copy of Starbright and gave me a copy of Zelnegate and Zooey. These are like, my hand is repetitive. I've got 3 Zoeys, 2 Starbrights, 4 Zelgenias. This is great. I don't even need. Please hit me. I in fact just, and this is the thing about this deck is Zelgenia heals you and draws you a lot of cards. Zoe makes you immortal for turn, right? I need to make space in my hand so I can continue my combo. In fact, at this stage, I'm kind of laughing to myself because it's not that often that you can find your Starbright have the 3 cards that you actually want it to draw. The Starbright can keep copying itself. So by being able to keep copying itself, your only problem is no longer drawing. There's no more space in your hand to keep on the combo going. So you need to keep on playing cards out, and then you can keep on drawing stuff. So he did play another Angel Invocation, and then he gives himself to 20. So now it takes 20. Now it's at 20 HP, and it takes it's 20 divided by 3. It's almost 7. It's 21 is 7. So it basically takes 7 attacks. Now you have to attack him 7 times. I'm thinking, how am I going to get 7 attacks in? So we just play Zelgenia. I have to admit, I thought Zelgenia was going to kill them. So I need to read Zelgenia more. He's got so much text in his card. Restore 5 HP. Okay, so he heals you for 5. And I was at 15 HP. If you had 14 defense, then draw 2. So he didn't draw 2, which in theory is a good thing. I think I should play the second Zelgenia here. That's what I would do if I was me. What am I doing? I really, that's a huge mistake. I don't agree with that decision at all. That's bad. It's bad. Yeah, the reason I disagree with this is, well, yeah, I disagree with this because I wasn't going to be play point efficient, and I'm going to mill cards. Like, I just milled a Zoe. I basically did a bad Starbright. But I mean, it's okay. It's okay because we can do that again. We got Starbright again and again. And Zelgenia does provide a healing and removal option. So it's not the worst thing, but it's not the best. Because I actually had a Zelgenia as my third card. So if I played the 6-cost Zelgenia, I'd still have another Zelgenia here. So I have the power of, I've been ramped 3 more than him for a while now, but he's been shielding his face. I think I pass. Yeah. I mean, I'm not even worried. I'm not even worried about this Flood Behemoth. The thing is, the reason we're not worried is because, for 2 reasons. We have so many Zoes in our hand, and our Zoe is going to drop us to 1 HP anyway. So technically, in theory, we actually do want him to play out his hand, deal more damage to us, so we can get maximum value on Zoe. Like, for example, let's say his burn spells. Let's say he can deal 10 damage. We want him to deal 10 damage to us. I need to get back to it. Okay, we're going to continue. Alright, so in theory, I was saying if he has burned spells, let's say he can deal 15 damage. We'd rather him use those cards out and then use Zoe. But the more damage he does to us before we do damage to ourselves, the more we make him waste his cards. That's how you win the game. That's how you win games. You just make them waste cards. I don't really know if I agree with this. I think I just played a Genesis Dragon because I want to play Starbright again. Pretty sure that... And this is okay. This is acceptable. Because now we got 2 Zoes on lock and a Starbright. This is all you need. We need to get this cycle going. But I'm pretty sure I screwed up in this game. Because He used Revelation and Breakup. Okay, what does this card even do? I wasn't sure what... was not sure what his late game was, because when this card is added to your hand from the deck, subtract X from its cost. X is the number of times you play this. Can't tell if this card's good. When this card is added to your hand from deck, subtract X from its cost. Twice the numbers you've played or activated. So this card can be like 0 cost. Okay, because if you stall this game long out enough, you can basically accelerate draw a card, put a buzzer. So it becomes a 0 cost card. That is huge. It becomes a 0 costed 11/11 card. And it probably will survive the trade because there's not that many 11/11s. I admittedly do not have any 11/11s, so that means it will survive and it will deal 5 damage to the enemy leader. And this creature cannot be killed by clashing by a normal deck because it deals damage if it engaged in battle, not if it survived. So I'm looking at this, and that's a mistake. Usually milling cards like that, not good. And if I just start playing Zooey's, I don't think that's good either. And I think I'm kind of in a situation where I have 5 Zooey's, the Starbright machine. I am at a crossroads. I'm not sure what to do because any damage I deal to him, he can heal back. He has a Sanguine Core, which basically says, when he uses Evolve Point, gain 10 life. And I can't even do 10 damage. To do 10 damage, I have to attack him with 3 cards. I can't play 3 cards. I have to attack him with 3 cards. So I played my first Zooey. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I just played that Zooey. So, and here we messed up. There, you see, that's a mistake. I should count cards in hand. I should not do that. I really shouldn't do that because I just destroyed my own engine. Because I had a Starbright Deity and it copied Starbright Deity. And I milled the Starbright, not the Zooey. Which makes me, actually looking back at this, now that I see this and I have 1 mana play point, I need to actually use my Zooey in the front, apparently. I need to use these cards. I need to make sure Starbright is one of the first cards at this stage in the game, not the second or third, because the chances of milling as the third is too high. So that is a problem. So, and I'm also gonna mill again. So every time you're milling a card in this deck, it shows that you're not being efficient, but in theory, I don't even know if it can be helped. It's the 10th turn, so he actually got a free Evo, but he also this card is going to help me win. So normally Zelgenia doing what he just did will win you the game. So he just invocation start of the 10th turn, evolve. He can't evolve this card manually, but basically it says, give your leader the following effect. At the end of your turn, deal 4 damage to all allies and enemies. This effect is not stackable and lasts for the rest of the game. So from now on, at the end of his turn, everyone takes 4 damage. When I have my face shield, so I can't. So if you count at the Zooeys I have in my hand, basically, it can't kill me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns. He cannot kill me for 6 turns, at least. For example, so he played another. This is supposed to make me laugh because, dude, he just gained. I didn't make me laugh because he literally gained more maximum defense, and I'm so happy. I was really hoping Shadowverse would add a card like this because my frustration with SV is just dying too fast. So he is at 25 HP. What's 25 divided by 3? This would require 8.33 attacks, which means you have to round up. It takes 9 attacks for me to kill him in 1 turn. You can't kill him in 1 turn. I have to attack him 9 times because he can only take 3 attacks. But from now on, he's taking damage, 3 damage every single turn because of his own cards, and he can't stop. It's not something he can play around. He can't even stop it because the card he put in his deck, which I also have in my deck, Zelgenia. Interestingly enough, all my Zelgenias were drawn, so I never ever evoked it. Actually, whoa, that would have won me the game too. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about this. If Zelgenia was in my deck, and it was... Okay, so it's my turn, right? What's interesting is if Zelgenia was actually in my deck, he would invoke, and he would take 3 damage on his turn and 3 damage on my turn. But unfortunately, I played all the Zelganias, I think, in my deck. So there's not... Or I played all of them in my deck, and there's only one in my hand. Because I think there's only three Zelgania. Two Zelgania? There's only two Zelgania. So he put Face Shield on himself, so this is now a game where we're both taking 4 damage. I'm at 1 HP. I need to keep on putting my face mask on, my Zooey's, and he just put his face back on. But interestingly enough, what's the parallel between this and the last game? He only got 4 cards. I've had a full card hand this entire game. I've been running out of cards. I've been throwing cards away. I've been drawing way more cards than I actually have. I mean, see, like, we're back at 9 again, boys. We're back at 9 again, boys. And I think at the time, I misplayed again. I actually played my final Starbite. This is my last Starbite. I misplayed at that stage because I'm getting nervous. I'm actually, like, thinking, oh, I need to end the game now. That's what I was thinking. But he's got a very cool control deck. I mean, he just board wiped us for 8. But the thing is, so notice how his HP just dropping, and I mean, how many cards have we lost in this game? So many. So we're happy. We're finally happy. We're happy to see that we will not lose our last card. So we just tapping it out a little bit. Here's like a little poke. Here's 3 damage. So okay. When you see him play that, only that, a 1-cost card to remove stuff, I'm thinking to myself, wow, he's really running out of cards. Like he doesn't have cards that draw him cards, because if he had cards to draw him cards, he'd draw them, I think. He must have a lot of removal options, and his deck must be reliant on... I'm sure this deck is very effective against certain matchups. I can't tell what his rank is, but most decks cannot reciprocate after this stage, because he just keeps on dealing 4 damage to everything, and he's got a shield, right? Look at that Zooey. Put Zooey down. Here's 3 damage. Again, we're gonna mill. So he plays Zelgania, heal himself back to 5, destroy a creature. Pretty big, pretty good. I mean, healing 5 is pretty important. Like, at this stage, healing seems to be the top priority of both players. Him, not me. So he used Resolve of the Fallen, interesting card. What does it do? Please introduce yourself. Destroy an enemy follower amulet. For at least 3 allied followers that are not involved. Wow, so this is a what? Okay. Wow, that's super good in his deck. Just look at that. If you've evolved 3 times or more. He's already evolved 3 times or more. It's a 1-cost card. You recycle 3 mana. If you've evolved 5, you draw... It's a 1-cost card that removes an amulet or follower and draws you 2 cards. It's pretty good. Pretty good, I have to say. And he's also... Look, he's got 9 cards in his deck. I've got 8 cards in my deck. Both of us are now at the late game for some time now, and we're thinking, okay, what do we do to win? And I'm going to put some emphasis on Wings of Tomorrow, because I was not even I was also thinking to myself, what am I going to do? What does On Wings of Tomorrow even do at this stage? And I was not aware of what this card does at this stage, because this card is versatile. So let's give it some love. On Wings of Tomorrow, use play points equal to this card's cost and play this card as a Grand's Resolve or Digita's Determination. These ones got discounted to 2 mana because they got I don't know how they got discounted to 2, but this one's a discount of 3. So that means this got I don't know how the one on the right got Phoenix Roosted twice and the one on the left got Phoenix Roosted once. That's basically what happened. So Grand's Resolve is what I put this in my deck for. 5 mana, deal 5 damage to 2 random enemy followers. It's pretty good. Remove 2 creatures. Put 2 random followers from your deck into hand. Kill 2 things. Draw 2 things. Digita's Determination. Deal 10 damage to a random enemy follower. Recover 1 evil point. Recover 2 play points. So in theory, at 2 mana, the 2 mana one would be 0 cost. Digita's. and it would snipe one creature, and it'd give you an evil point, which you can tell neither of us seem to be anywhere in a rush to use our evil points. So it doesn't seem too useful. But then there's this Super Skybound Art. Super Skybound Art. Effects activate if your turn number is equal or greater to the Skybound Art value. So if the turn is equal to, so if it's Skybound Art 15, if it is turn 15, activate this. For every time you've evolved, though, what did I say? Whenever an allied follower evolves during your turn, the Skybound Art value of the card in your hand decreases by 1. So that means this one and this one have seen 0 evos, and they're both active on the 15, which is literally my next turn, which is really interesting. So what happens if this? So if this is active, summon, instead of whatever the thing on the top is, instead of choosing, you get Gran and Digita Eternal Heroes. Okay, Storm. Ooh, I like that. Storm means you can charge. You can attack on the same turn that you played. Strike. So Strike says the next time. Okay, Strike says next time this follower takes damage, reduce it to 0. Rally 20. Gain the effect evolve 2 times per turn. Attack 2 times per turn. Okay. 4. Evolve this follower. So basically, I don't even know what Rally does. What does Rally even do? I'm not even sure how you activate Rally. So we're looking at this situation and we're like, interesting. Interesting. We can maximum, we have 3 turns left to live because we have 3 Zoeys. So I only have 3 turns left. And he's played the Sanguine Core. And Sanguine Core basically means I'm going to heal back to 25. So he basically, in hindsight, maybe he should have activated this. In hindsight, he probably should have activated this. So this is not like he couldn't have won. Because if he chose to evolve with this, and he has 2 evo points. He could. He didn't. If he chose to, he would actually be at 25 HP. Or 25 minus 3. He'd be at 22 HP. So we play Phoenix Roost first. And everything, okay, do we have lethal? And then I actually played this card not even sure. Well, that was so cool. I played that card not even sure how much damage he was going to do. All I saw was Storm, and I was like, okay, I gotta play that. And then I realized, wait, what? This guy can attack twice? Rally. Increases by 1 each time an allied follower comes into play. Count. Rally's hand will activate if your count is 10. So if you've played 20... Wait a minute. Oh, hilarious. Dude, I had it exactly on the ball. Rally is how many times you've played a creature, and I think Rally's infected by how many times you attack. Okay. Wow, so thank God I got pretty lucky. Because what happened was, we actually have Rally 20. I didn't even know what it does. Rally 20 means you've played 20 creatures. And if you've rallied 20... So, there are 2 conditions that need to be met on Wings of Tomorrow. If it's turn 15, you get Super Skybound Art. So you get to play this card. This card, if you rally 20 to play 20 creatures before this creature, you can actually attack twice per turn. This Zooey was my 20th creature. And since he has Face Shield, this is 5 damage, he takes 3. So he takes 3. But then I have another, I have a 1 point Gran. Oh, watashi wa. Alright, that was fun casting. I hope you have a great day. Like to pray for Shadowverse and the people who play this game. God, thank you for Shadowverse. Thank you for the players. I've been salty, my fair share. And I would pray that myself and other players who play this game, that we have fun and we are not salty, and that we're able to enjoy all the games that you've given us to their fullest potential, to be creative and to really do our best, whether we're casting or we're playing or we're working out.
or we're doing business, or we're selling merchandise, or we're trying to be influencers, or we're trying to just be in the background. Lord, give us wisdom and courage to live our lives right. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Well, thank you. Take care. God bless.